Hi everyone, my name is Nancy and this is my knitting podcast. Today I'm trying to do regular knitting podcast with finished objects, work in progress and maybe some acquisitions. However, if you have been noticed, I'm not filming my videos regularly, so in this podcast, I won't be talking about all the things that I've done since the last one because it will be unrealistic for everyone to see and for me to film. Instead, I'm going to talk about what have I done regarding my autumn plans. So it's 2025 already, and I have pretty ambitious autumn plans. If you've seen that video, something about 7 garments I was planning to make, but let me say I did make over 7 garments, but not exactly from my planning's way. So let's talk about them. As I mentioned, there's a lot of finished objects. Hopefully you are willing to see it. First of the finished object is the knit that I'm wearing today. This actually was on my planning list for the autumn. This is Cloud Blouse by Petit Knit. I knitted it using the yarn that I was mentioned in my planning video. So the base is hand-dyed yarn. It's merino and nylon, so fingering way. So I guess it's more like sock base. It's merino, nylon and stellina. So this yarn made by Wool Lights, the Polish hand dyer, and the yarn is called Diamonds Gold. The reason it has the stellina and the reason it's gold because it has this sheen. So the stellina is bringing this sparkle, which I'm pretty sure you're not going to see on the video, but it is in the real life. So there is a sparkle, and this garment is sparkling very nice, especially with the artificial lightning. So I actually I wear it to the Wicked to see the movie, you know. The Wicked, as part of my Elphaba, I guess, look. So one part of the composition is, as I mentioned, the hand-dyed yarn, and the other one it was thin silk mohair by Sandnes Garden in this very popular last season color, lime, happy lime color. Bravo! So mohair, one strand mohair, one strand on fingering weight yarn for the Cloud Blouse, which recommended yarn is 2 strands of mohair, but as you know, you can substitute one of them with the fingering and the gauge will be the same, which I did. And this was my first experience with hand-dyed yarn and with alternative skins. There is a couple of mistakes that I made with alternating, and I tried to fix it as much as I could. I'm sure nobody will spot that. Really, who will look at my sweater that close? I guess no one. And you know, as far as I go with my alternative skins, the better it become. So in the beginning of the sweater, on the back yoke, there is mistakes, but down the body and down the sleeves especially, I think you won't be able to see where the skin's alternative, well, where the skins are changing. For this sweater in the size XL or 2XL, I'm not remember it's right away, I used a little less than 3 balls or 3 skeins of yarn. Previous I was saying that for some reason I keep buying the hand-dyed yarn in the fingering weight, naming 400 meters of yarn, in 3 skeins. So I have never done any hand-dyed yarn project before, but somehow I always think that 3 skeins will be enough, and this example is showing me that it will be. And I'm so glad to discover it, because if not, it will be epic fail, considering that I have like several sweater quantities of yarn of 3 skeins, that hand-dyed yarn. So yeah, this take me a little less than 3 skeins, and as I'm correctly remember, something like 5 or 6 skeins of thin silk mohair. I don't mind thin silk mohair. Maybe it's not the softest for some people, or the softest mohair that we have on the market, but I don't mind it, and actually I could and I did wear it on the bearskin without t-shirt, so it's pretty comfortable for me. Also, I really like this construction because of the neckline, this little mock neck, and as you will see next, I do really like little mock necks, and yeah, overall I'm really pleased and happy with this knit, and I'm more pleased with myself that actually I started it and I did it, and it was in my autumn knitting plans, so I did something from that. Yay! Okay, moving to the next little bit mock neck sweater, and this will be my Arien, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, sweater by K3. It will look better on the picture. I made this sweater as part of the test call for K3 for this beautiful, gorgeous sweater, and it's even beautiful and gorgeous because it's made of cashmere, cashmere cashmere. Ithaca Yarns was kindly halfway sponsor our test knit. It was very low chance for me to buy the amount of yarn for this big sweater, amount of brushmere yarn ever, because it's pricey yarn. It's really pricey. The brushmere is this kind of fluffy cashmere yarn. It's much thicker than Cardiff cashmere, is more brushed, so it's why it's brushmere. It's more brushed, and for this sweater I used all of my 18 skeins of brushmere yarn, and the 1 skein is cost more than the 1 skein of Cardiff cashmere classic. Yes, so it's expensive. It was expensive either way because well, it was partially sponsored, so the 50% of the cost was on the test knitters, but even with 50% it was expensive, but it was dealable for me, so I was extremely happy to make the sweater for K3. I made it in the size 2XL. There is problem with my size choosing, because in the hip area I might be 2XL at the moment, but in the shoulders I'm L and XL, something in between, more XL but not 2XL. So this sweater with this yarn, he's growing, The yarn itself, it's very gentle and very soft, extremely soft. It's like nothing that I was touched in my life soft. And when you are blocking it, it grows, and it grows mainly like by the gravity. So the sleeves becomes longer, etc. So in my case, it was big enough before blocking, but after blocking it get even wider in the shoulders, so it's not fitting me extremely good in the shoulders area, but all others places I'm just in love. And actually I'm considering for the months or so when I was finished it, I'm considering to frog it. I know, it's insane. I'm considering to frog it and make the shoulder part and yoke XL or L size, and made some increases in the underarm area to gain the 2XL size quantity of stitches. That's like my ideal plan, but I really do not want to frog this sweater. First of all, it was incredibly satisfying experience to knit it. It's knitted on a 6.5 millimeter needle, so it was extremely fast. It's the fastest adult garment that I knitted in my life. It take me like the week or 2 weeks. I don't remember specifically. It was so fast. I was just shocked, and the knitting process extremely satisfying. The yarn is so soft, like you do not want to lay it down. You just want to knit it in your sleep. I don't know. It's beautiful. It is. There is some signs of wear on it. Well, it's brushed cashmere, so what do you expect? But still, it's worth incredibly fine. I love it very much. I wore it very much, really. It's in the winter days, it's almost every day. It's the softest and the warmest garment that I have, without doubts. That's why I'm like, I really want to make it fit better my shoulders, but on the other hand, I'm worried so much that first of all, like, I'm afraid that it will be a pain to unravel it, because because the garment was worn off. You know, in some points it's already started to fluffing and all of that, and I'm afraid that the yarn after frogging won't be the same as it was when I was knitting, so it could be a problem. But also I wore it constantly, and there is no gap in my wear space that I could just have time to unfrog it and to make it again. So it means like several weeks I won't be able to wear it. It's not possible, not possible. Maybe some, I don't know, summer days when I will be willing. But as a part of test knit, I made it with recommended size, needles and yarn. As you can see, oh, I even have this little tag from Cardigan cashmere. It's beautiful sweater. I really like this mock neck. It has this like folding, no, on this garment you cannot see, but with this construction it could be considered as flaw for someone, not for me, because there's no short rows to like make the neckline, so it has this kind of a fold right about something like that, right about the mock neck itself, but for me it looks very chic and I don't know, elegant, and when I'm wearing it I feel myself like so good because I made it and because it's the softest cashmere in the world. Yes, so this is my second finished garment. I love this sweater very much, as you can see, and I do recommend it. I know that it's it's expensive and probably no one, well, not no one, but it's expensive to make it, but it's really worth it. Also, the girls from the test group, buying this kind of cashmere wasn't necessary, so you could substitute it by another yarn, and the most popular choice was blown yarn as Camarosa Snafnuk or Drops Air or Sandnes Garden Coast, so you can do it also, and substituting the yarn for the Sandnes Garden Coast remind me of cloud blouse. Well, it's cloud sweater in that kind of yarn actually. You may spot that it's kind of similar designs, and yes, we can say it, but there is construction differences in that sweaters. Arien sweater has this build in, always forgetting the name of the shoulder construction, so you're making the shoulder part contiguously, maybe it's contiguous shoulder construction. You're making it contiguously with all of the yoke, while in the cloud series you are making a typical drop shoulder construction. So you have the drop shoulder here, and in Arien sweater your shoulder will be like that in its meant to be place for the people who made it in their size, not for me unfortunately, but there is a differences, and also the differences between the neckline shaping, because the cloud series you are picking up stitches for neckline after you made the body. Well, it means that it picked up neckline, and in Arien sweater you are starting working with the neckline, so again it contiguous. The fits are different, but the details are kind of similar, so here is like for you to choose which do you prefer. As you can see, I like both of them, and this kind of mock neck and neckline is one of my favorite, especially for the winter time, because I do not like to wear scarves, and I like to wear my outwear unclosed. So you always can see my sweater under my outwear, and this kind of neckline is keeping me warm, and I do not need any scarves when I'm wearing this one. So my favorite kind of neckline for the winter season. Next one, we are going to talk about another test knit that I have in the same time as the Arien sweater. It's also made on the bigger needles. Actually, I was able to make such amount of finished garments just because most of them I made on the bigger needle size. So this one is 4mm needles, is the smallest one. Next will be 4.5, and all of the others is 5.5, 6.5, 6mm needles. So it was the season to work on my chunkier knits, I guess. They're not so chunky as it could be considering the needle sizes, but well, the needle sizes get me a really opportunity to make them fast enough. And and that's why this cloud blouse was the slowest project because I had another test knits, and this was made on 4mm needles, so time consuming a bit. And yes, next test knit was for using this beautiful yarn. This knit for Emma's knits. It was Artemisian sweater. Yarn that I used was recommended yarn, which is mohair by Canard Boucle. Also, we had a discount from official website. Thank you, Mohair by Canard, for sponsoring this kind of test knit. We have 50% discount for the yarn, so recommended yarns for this Boucle yarn and also 2-ply mohair yarn. Mohair by Canard as a kind of yarn company is very interesting for me because if you not know about them, you may not know that mohair is using not in kid silk mohair like fluffy yarn. Actually, they have this 2-ply mohair, which looks like the regular spin-off yarn, but it's so beautiful because of the mohair has its sheen, and the yarn has its sheen, and it's so beautiful. It's not itchy, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I do not imagine making the whole garment using that kind of yarn because it could be, I guess, expensive, and I don't know how it will be in the fabric, bigger part of fabric, but in this project it was used for the collar and the cuffs. I choose for the main color this peachy boucle yarn, and for cuffs and the neckline I chose the beautiful pink mohair yarn. The color combination I liked very much. It was absolutely beautiful, and I get a lot of compliments on the Instagram, and I was like so feeling myself like I can combine colors and you know, I'm original, but there's a twist, and I will talk about it a little bit later. So the sweater is made on 5.5mm needles. I made 2XL size again, just to make sure that I have this oversized fit. There was some problem with sleeves because like, how to explain it correctly? When you are knitting the size small, for example, your sleeves will be in this garment. You will have the same sleeve without decreases all over till the cuffs. So then you make repeatedly decreasing, and you have this cinched cuff. But appears that for the bigger sizes you have the similar raglan construction, because it's the raglan sweater. You have the similar raglan constructions and the increases for the sleeves and for body, and like in same proportions that for the smallest size. And in the end you have a really giant sleeves. Sleeves was really big sleeves. One sleeve was like a half of circumference of the sweater. And then, as you can imagine, if you will be doing the sleeve further without any decreasing besides the cuff ones, you will have like enormous puff sleeves. So that was the problem in construction that we the bigger size text knitter picked up. I didn't check the finished pattern, but I hope that Emma made modifications for that, because as a pattern maker she's great. As to work with her for a test knit is good because she is considering all of your concerns and she thinks about it and try to make it best, because there is some kind of knitwear designers that just they actually do not interested in your opinion but in your finished work. So it's like who like what? Somebody is like to be heard and somebody is like just to make it and I don't know, and get it off the needles. After the saying, so the sleeve has this construction. We did the creases with the sleeve. I did the creases with the sleeve, where this going, and I really like this design, and it was nice size-wise on me, but in the end I have like problem with wearing it. The problem was that choosing colors don't suit me, I guess. I really like the pink, and I know that pink suits me, and this kind of color I think either, but this combination didn't work for me by any means. So I finished test knit, and the sweater from like perspective of the knitwear designer and the knitter was good, it fits good, the sizes, etc., but I wasn't pleasant with it. Like, I made the photos and it looks good on the photos, but inside me I was always like, something's not working right. And that's when I decided to redo it. Good for me. The problem parts was only the cuffs, this fabulous colorful cuffs that I made, and that was made in the mohair yarn. So even if it was two-ply mohair yarn, still it was mohair yarn, and it still was picking itself with the fibers. So after the pattern was released and all the pics was published, I decided to remake it, and I did it. I was inspired by another designer that was working with the same yarn, exactly the same yarn, but her sweater is made in this same pink yarn that I have my two-plied mohair. And now I don't understand why didn't I choose to order the pink boucle yarn, and I could as mine two-ply mohair, and I could have the similar sweater as her, because when I see these photos, it's just like it's the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen. I really embracing my pink loving soul this year, and I will be in the coming one. So I was inspired. That's why I frocked my color and my cuffs and made it, well, the sleeves I frocked even more than the cuffs, something like to this point, and one of the sleeves I was frocking 2 times for the test knit already. So the yarn was not happy. It started to become, I'm not sure that you will see the difference, but it's starting to become more mohair than boucle, because when they make mohair, they make mohair like typical yarn, they made a boucle yarn and then they like brushing it. So technically, if I'm not mistaken, technically the typical mohair fluff yarn is just brushed boucle yarn, and that when I was frogging the sleeve for the third time, I just was very afraid that it will become absolutely unboucled and brushed because of all this ripping process. But I bravely did it. I frogged like half of the sleeve because of all of that decreases that was supposed to be made for the Artemisian sweater, so the cinched cuff, and here I wanted to have it more straight sleeve, so I frogged the half of them and made it further without the creases, made the long 2x2 rib, and also I made 2x2 rib but short on the bottom of the garment, and the 2x2 ribbed double folded neckline. Ooh, and also because it's really hard for me understand where is front and where is back, I made myself with little bit marker. This garment has have short rows. No, it doesn't have short rows. It's the typical construction when you are working the back yoke flat for a bit, because it's a raglan, so you're working like that, and you are increasing the stitches near the neckline, and next you will like join the neckline and work it further. So you have the back of the yoke upper. Oh, that will be look better, and the front a little bit lower, the word that I was searching for. Now after these modifications, I like this sweater much more. I discovered that the cinched bottom line, or how it's supposed to be called properly, not my kind of construction details. I need to have it loose. I needed to make this kind of modifications to discover it, but I just hope that Emma's won't be like, I don't know, disappointed or angry at me, because we can make the modifications, and I was a good test knitter and make my knit till the end. So closing the topic, I love my new Artemisian sweater way much more than I was before, and I wear it more. I really love this fabric. It's incredible. The mohair boucle yarn, it's another type of yarn. Even if you tried boucle before, it still have another feeling. It has the sheen, it's not it's shades a bit, it's very soft. It's not alpaca soft, but it's mohair soft. It's not scratching me whatsoever. It is warm, 100% warm yarn, and it's very mistake friendly when you're working with it. I know some people do not love to work with boucle yarn. I love it because there is situations when you want to see what you're doing, but for this one it was very intuitive, and I do not remember that I have dropped a stitch and forget it. If I drop it, I find it eventually and I fix the mistake, but you won't be seeing any mistakes here, believe me, because it's just physically hard to see anything in it. But it's very soft, it's very warm, very plush, very beautiful sweater. I really love it. I will be happier if I eventually bought the pink yarn, but you know, something's done. So the next project is my second Franky ganser, or Franky sweater, whatever. It's the pattern. I think it's very well known pattern from the Sandnes Garden, from their magazine, the time that they still had the magazine. Originally it made in the green worsted alpaca, jelly bean or something like that. This really green, I will say Bottega Veneta green sweater. I made it last autumn in that orange feeling worsted alpaca yarn, so this orangey red color. really loved it then, and I loved it that much that I'm just it was my goal to make, I guess the goal is to make as much Franky Ganser as I can make in my life. Probably this will be the goal of my knitting career. The next Franky sweater, I decided to make a little bit the other way with modifications. I was talking about it in my autumn knitting plan. So this is the second sweater that was on my autumn knitting plan. So there is 2 of them that I successfully made, so yay to me. And as I was mentioning in that video, I have one store-bought sweater that I really love because of the boxy fit, because of the wide sleeves. I know some people do not love the wide sleeves knitting garments because of the physical troubles to pull them into the coats. Sleeves are big, pulling into the coats sometimes may be hard, but I love wide sleeves, and I love wide sleeves on my coats, and I do not have any tight fitting coats at all of them are oversized, so the oversized sweaters, even with the big sleeves, are suiting the coats greatly. And that's why I wanted to make another of this boxy wide sleeves oversized sweater. That's why this Franky Ganser was very heavily inspired by the store-bought, and actually they have the like light gray color, and I really wanted to have the gray because I do love the gray color. I think it's weird to say, but it's one of the most beautiful colors for me. And there is some kind of grays that I don't like, but gray for me is really, it's staple. I love the gray. It suits me very nice. I do not have much of dark garments like black, but the grays, it's like staples, and it's never enough for me to have the gray yarn, the gray sweater. Also, there was a totem sweater, light gray with alpaca, with this brushed alpaca, which was really similar to store-bought that I have. So it was like, I obviously wanted to make this Franky Ganser in gray. This time I choose Drops Melody yarn, which it will sound a little bit I prefer better than brushed borsted alpaca from Sandnes Gun, and it might be sound weird because the borsted alpaca is pricier yarn, so I guess Drops, it's not very ethical manufacture, but I really love this Melody yarn. Melody yarn it's like my favorite yarn of the Drops and my favorite brushed alpaca yarn. If it was costing like 2 times more, it's still going to be my favorite brushed alpaca yarn. It's extremely soft. It's much softer than borsted alpaca, than my red Franky Ganser. It's softer, it's not peeling that way as borsted alpaca is my red Franky Ganser. Without doubt, the Sandnes Garden has a better color palette, it's the fact, but if you need some kind of staple colors like grays, whites and blacks, and you can find them in the Melody, and it will be much affordable and it will be softer. And actually my mom made the same Franky Ganser, but when she saw that I was making mine, but she finished her earlier than me in this like black, as Drops name it, but it's not the black, it's dark gray. It's not, you know, the night black color, and she's very happy with her Franky sweater also. And returning to mine, I made it using Drops Melody and one strand of kid silk mohair from the Drops. I had it in my stash. This time I was not using 4mm needles, but only 4.5mm needles to gain, well, first of all, because I have two-stranded fiber in the end, and to gain this more boxy, more oversized fit. And yes, it totally worked. This is oversized. It's, again, I'm really happy with my knits this season. But every one of them is just completely mind-blowing and great fitting, and I really can say that I already like not doing this first year, but it's my second year. I know what I like and I know what constructions I like. I'm very happy with myself this season. So it made with 2 strands of yarn on 4.5mm needles, and modifications, actually only modifications besides the needle size and yarn that I choose that was made is the ribbon. So Franky Cancer is known by its long cuff and body ribbon. So they have 20 centimeters of half twisted ribbon, which my mom was made. So on the other hand, I was doing the really short, because of my inspiration, the really short ribbon. It's just like 2 centimeters not twisted ribbon on the cuffs, on the bottom, and that's this one. Yes, this one, the neckline was actually twisted rib, because I wanted to have this dimension on the neckline, but yes, the cuffs was without ribbon and without decreasing. So I have this long, which you won't be saying by looking at it, but believe me, the sleeves are long. I think like about this length. They long and they wide. The sweater is the dream sweater. That's why I'm going to make the third one, because it's beautiful. It's everything that I love in the sweaters, and I and my mom love this construction that much that I was buying an old Santa's Garden magazine, which was dedicated specifically to the Franky sweaters. There is 2 or 3 patterns in that magazine, only with this kind of shoulder construction that Franky sweater has. It's the again, I do not remember naming of the construction, but it's look like raglan in some way. It looked like raglan. It starts like typical raglan, like Artemisian sweater, but it has a different amount of stitches for the sleeves and the body at some point. So I don't remember the name. So you have this, not the straight 45 angular line, but you have this like shoop, and this kind of increases. You won't be able to see anything in here. This kind of increases creates this beautiful shoulder line. You do not have excessive amount of fabric under your arms or under in the sleeves or under your arms. Like for me, it's the perfect fit. It is wide in the body, but it's narrow on my shoulders. And on the other hand, the sleeves, they still like wide but in the shoulders and this kind of yoke area, it fits way better than the regular raglan. So I am I decided that I guess in the next year I won't be making the raglans as much because of this kind of typical raglan construction and the way it looks on my figure. But I'm really eager to make not one but many of Franky Gansers, because, well, in total I have the pattern for Franky Ganser Borsted Alpaca, the pattern for Franky Ganser in Koos yarn, which is this kind of the same blown yarn as the Drops Air or Camarosa Snafnug. And also I have the pattern from that old magazine for the Franky Ganser fingering weight plus kid silk mohair. And I guess there is also for just fingering weight yarn. So I have the whole variety of yarn that I could use for this kind of construction, and when I know that construction fits me so well, I probably will be stick to it, but doing it in the other yarns and the other colors, which is great. Okay, we have only several sweaters to talk about, and next one will be another test knit, but with little bit of twist. So I tested the Piet cardigan for Kadri. Again, this year I tested for Kadri a lot. I really like her designs, and her as knitting designer, and to work with her on the test knits is really pleasant. So I will be a test for her again if I have the opportunity and if she will call me again. This one is the Piet cardigan. So I tested the Piet cardigan using the Lana Gato yarn held together with soft silk mohair. The white Lana Gato yarn I was holding with Drops kid silk for mohair, and the blue ones with Lana Gato kid silk mohair. Originally for this cardigan you need to have two colors of the yarn, but I decided to be a little bit more experimental and added a third color. Long ago, in the previous year, Arien has the sweater, very fluff sweater in this colorway, and I just remember it when they had this white sleeves, these blue bodies, and the dark blue navy neckline. These colors very resonated to me, and I had the vision the moment that Kadri dropped the test call. I had the vision that it's the way that my cardigan will be look like. In the end, I gifted my Piet cardigan to my mom because it, don't get me wrong, it was very soft. I used not recommended yarn because we do not have the Lamana yarn at that moment in the Poland. So I found the Lana Gato yarn, and it was incredibly soft. It's 100% merino wool, not superwash merino wool, and it's beautiful. It wasn't embarrassing for me to gift it to my mom. It was pleasant because I know that she will wear it and she will like it. It very suits her. The colors, I love the colors of this cardigan and how it was appeared in the end, but it wasn't my color palette and I couldn't wear it. And at some point I told that like, I love this piece, but there's a high possibility that it will be a gift knit. I made it in the size 2XL. About the construction, it is a typical drop shoulder construction, but it has a little fun detail on the back. When you are starting your cardigan, you are starting it with long I-cord. So you're making long I-cord, and next you will pick up the stitches for the back yoke. That's why in the end you will have this I-cord detail along your back. It looks very original and very nice, and my mom was like, wow, how you did it. So it picks attention. And it is drop shoulder construction. It made using 6mm needles. I made it using 6mm needles, if I'm correct. It was very fast knit, very satisfying knit, because you constantly has the changes with the colors. It was the first time that I used the color work in my knitting, not mentioning the stripes of course, but it has the stripes also. Fun knit, really fun knit. I love the details. I always love this double knitting button band. It's always time consuming, always, but I have such amount of pleasure to see how it's growing and to see how it's like perfectly laying on the garment. This it's just my favorite. So I was really satisfied with my finished object and with the process and with everything. So I bought these buttons, and when I was ordering the buttons, I decided to order 2 times more of the buttons, and I had the idea to make my husband the same cardigan. So when this cardigan was with us, it's already in my mom's, so I asked him to try it. Mentioning I was making a 2XL size, for him it was good, for my opinion. It was laying great on the shoulders. There is obviously short sleeves on him, and it need to be done longer. The body needs to be done longer because the man's body, you know, longer and bigger than ours. But he told that maybe 2XL is too oversized, so he would prefer a little bit tighter fit. Saying tighter fit, it's not saying it's tight. I made second sweater for him that I have here in XL size, and it's still oversized. So this one that I have here is made from Fretted Garden. I hope I pronounce it well, by Sandnes Garden. It's it's enormous big. It looks enormously big. On him it looks better, obviously. So oh yeah, and the shaping has a shorter German short rows. I saw it here. So this is the shoulder line that I was talking about. I made it in Friedrich's Garn by Sandnes Garn. So it's Norwegian wool. It's not that soft. It's not that, well, it's squishy, but it's not that drapey as the merino one. But I think for the men's wardrobe it's even better, because he's heavy wearer, if this word even exists. Means that I don't know how he wears his stuff, but it always has some signs of living. I decided that this kind of yarn will suit him better for the purposes, and it will be not just the cardigan for the winter times, but even more like jacket on the summer and autumn, because it's Norwegian wool. It's very warm and it's structured. So I made him an XL size sweater. I have to stop showing it. As you see, the fun part is I decided to make this kind of stripes on the sleeves. I was again inspired by Instagram, and that I saw is beautiful champagne cardigan by, I don't know if he noticed, but I was thinking about his favorite football club when I choosing the colors. Really nice garment. I love it. He wears it several times. Not every time. It has the 1x1 ribs on the sleeves and on the bottom. I have made the sleeves too long, so I need to serge them. Here is first sleeve that I made, so it's not the greatest work. Well, I don't know if it's that visible for any non-knitters actually, but it thanks to this surgeon operation it fits him better. Maybe I could make it even shorter, but I do not want to make it now. If he will ask me pretty, I will, but not now. The buttons is the same that I was saw on my mom's cardigan, very shiny, and I liked it. Yeah, great pattern, very versatile cardigan. And if ever you will want to make the cardigan for the man, actually this one is perfect. I didn't need to make any modifications in the shoulder yoke or something like that, just prolong the lengths of the body and of the sleeves. That's it. This is the difference between two of them, just longer sleeves and longer torso. That's all. It's perfect cardigan for men. Just remember it if you ever want to make it. And actually the reason why I did eventually made it, because the gauge, because it's the cardigan that made on the 6mm needles, so it works very fast. And I'm sorry, but maybe I won't be doing any gift knit that made on 4mm needles, because it's kind of time consuming and I'll be rather made something like that for me. But 6mm needles, it's possible. It wasn't a big chunk of work, like it was a big chunk because it's longer and bigger. So this is actually perfect, because for when you have bigger gauge and bigger needles and you're working for the men's size, it's much pleasant for you, because you know we always stuck on the sleeve island and something like that, and we have the shorter sleeves and shorter bodies, and I'm just not imagining to stuck on the sleeve island for 4mm needles and men's sweater. It will be an eternal vacation. I won't be finishing it. And when you have such a big gauge, it's very doable. Yeah, so recommend a lot. Great gift knit, seriously. And the last finished garment, adult garment that I have, is my wave sweater. Okay, this wave sweater I made as part of a wave call that was hosted by the Polish she's not the influencer, I guess. By the Nita Stories, which is based in Poland. She's incredibly nice, and she's producing the knitter t-shirts that I was ordering for me and my mom. Yes, love her. And she started this wave sweater knit alone. I didn't participate in it last year when it was like official knit sweater, wave sweater knit alone, but I made it this year. We had a discount for the yarn, so she picked some yarn that could be used. And obviously, well, in Poland we do not have the Rauma yarn that is supposed to be used for this sweater. The sweater is by Spectacle Streak. If you didn't know, it's very popular and viral sweater, I guess. And yeah, I always wanted to make this, especially when I saw previous year another blogger made it using the pink Rauma yarn and orange mohair yarn. So I was like, this time I was really inspired with that color choices. So we got the discount for Coos yarn from Sandnes Garden. Discount was for Sandnes Garden yarns and the store, for the Coos yarn and for the Borsted alpaca yarn. Also there was the pop yarn later, which is kind of the same as the Coos, but a little bit different fibers used in that. And firstly I was trying with this pink and yellow colors. So pink yarn is the Coos yarn from Sandnes Garden. Gorgeous pink color, I really love it. And I had in my stash this yellow, actually it's named Vanilla, from Drops Melody yarn. And I made it on the recommended needle size. I made it till the I made the whole wave. And then I tried and I thought maybe it's too tight. I'm not sure. I really wasn't sure about the fit of it. I made my swatch, and on the swatch it was nice, but using stranded color work in the rounds, as I discovered, could give you another gauge. So my gauge was too tight, and that was meaning that I need to either rip it off or make it from the scratch. And I was trying to switch the needle. So this was starting with 4.5mm needle, then I switched to the 5mm needles, that I switched to the 5.5, and that like gradually I was switching to 6.5mm needles, and on 6.5mm needles it was okay. But when I saw these colors on me, I didn't feel it. It's like, again, it's great colors in theory, and on the photos it looks great, but on me it's not working. So as you can see, I'm ripping this off, and instead I did this colorway. So this is Coos. You know that it's supposed to be spelling like Coos and not Cos yarn, apparently. This is blue. It's not sky blue. It's more like aqua blue. It has this green sheen in it. I thought for this project it will be really nice. Later on I discovered that there is already a sweater in really similar colorway on Spectacle Streak Instagram, but yeah, I thought that I was so genius at the time. Nevertheless, it's made with Sandnes Garden Coos and the burgundy, or it maybe more brown yarn is the Melody yarn again. I ordered 7 balls of Melody yarn and used only 3 of them. 3 and a little bit. As I mentioned, I made it using 6.5mm needles. That's why like the stitches, well, I decided that it will be like 2-layered yarn in the end, so the stitches won't be as hollowy because there's always will be the strand that goes like under them, but still they like, it's not really hollowy, but you can see the stitches. It's not my favorite sweater, I need to admit. I did it, but I haven't worn it since I finished it. You are starting with the neckline and you're making this turtleneck or mock neck neckline. I was made it too, but in the end, when the garment was ready, I tried it, and I guess that kind of length wasn't good for me, so I folded over and sew it here. The problem that I have with this garment is, well, I won't be saying the sizing, but if I knew what I know now, I will make it a little bit different. This garment has a typical raglan construction sleeve. There is a lot of opinions about this pattern in meaning of color work, how it's written. It was okay for me. Yes, it's not contiguously, so every time after raglan increases, you are started from the same starting point, so it's not flowing like that. You can see that it's like starting over. I do not find it like a problem. The problem for me was its raglan. I made the biggest size because I wanted it to be really oversized, and it's really common in the knitwear designs that raglan construction won't be changes for the bigger sizes, in meaning that if you have the bigger size, it just meant that you will make the same raglan just lower. So if you S size, you will end up with raglan here, and you will have like, well, not this sweater, but you will have your sleeve starting in the normal points. But if you want to have it oversized and your size is bigger, your raglan will be lower. In the case when you are bigger breasted, yes, it makes sense, of course. But in my case, I want it to be wider. It doesn't mean that I have the volume to fill it. I wanted to have it wider and oversized as the model has, and that's why the raglan was going very low, till the point that the raglan was, and it is stopping like on maybe waist point of my body, something like that. So it's really low, and now I'm thinking that I should thought about it earlier, and I could predict it. I could predict it, and I didn't. So if I will be making it next time, I will be doing like kind of some kind of Franky construction. So I will go here for increases like raglan and the body, sleeve and the body, and next I will stop increasing for the sleeves, or make another ratio of increases and make the bigger increases on the body. So the sleeve won't be having this angle, but will be have more like that angle, and the raglan will be ending not so low. As you can see, I made only 3 waves, and just 1 and 1/3, 1.5, no, just 1.5 wave was for my body. The other like almost 2 waves is for my yoke. It's really deep yoke. And now when I'm wearing it, like, I'm not 100% satisfied with the feel. It's not the problem with, you know, lifting your arms and have your, I don't know, t-shirt belly or something exposed, but just the way it's hanging. It's not like I wanted to be. It will be better doing the construction that way that I described you, but I didn't predict it. Shame on me. And so I have this one. And also probably the problem with this in the needle sizes, obviously I changed the needle size, and if I was using 4.5mm needles, I'm pretty sure it will be ending like everyone else has, just the regular point of sleeves. But that way it will be tight on me, and even making the bigger size won't help, because this made on the bigger size and on the bigger millimeter needles, and even after that, it's not as oversized as it was on the model and as I wanted to. So I still love the color combinations. I don't know if I will be wearing it. I should, but most probably I will be wearing it not in the winter time, because there's no way this kind of deep raglan will fit under my coats. The white sleeves will fit under my coats, but that kind of raglan will be, you know, lifting up all the sweater under. It won't be pleasantly to wear it, just like just in that kind of way. Physically yes, but not comfortable for me. And I vision it in the spring and the autumn time, because it's two layered, it's both alpaca yarn, it will be very warm, it is very soft, but actually this coarse yarn, it's not as soft as a Drops Air yarn, which is interesting. It's very soft and it's very lightweight. For example, the cardigan that I made for my husband is like heavyweight in the end, but this one is a lightweight and it will be very warm, and I guess it's the only time that I could wear it, on the spring and autumn. And actually it's kind of autumny colored, so why not? So yeah, this is all of my garments. My phone eventually died. Now he was charged and I have lunch, and now I'm going to talk about my last finished garment, and then the short part will be acquisitions and works in progress. The last finished garment that I have is my recent finished one, so I have finished all of my active knits at this moment, and this one is as part of test knit for Nash Knits. Look at it. Oh, how beautiful this baby is. So this is cardigan. I knitted for my daughter. The size is 5 to 6 years. I haven't checked the final measurements yet, so I'm not really sure that I made a good job fitting the size while my swatch was correct. I don't know. It just, she tried it on. She just turned 4 and it fits her perfectly now, and I wanted it to be oversized and to have opportunity to her to wear it longer than 1 year. I don't know what will be the next year. It probably will be too short for her. Kind of sad. So it's supposed to be the size 5-6 years, but I don't know how it turned out. At the moment, the yarn that was recommended is Drops Tweed on 3.5 millimeter needles. The reason of 3.5 millimeter needles, as designers commented, is because the garment needs to be more structured and not so drapey, I guess. I use Drops Air yarn in the color 18. Here it is. Beautiful sky color. This color for me is much more beautiful and pleasant than one that I use for the wave sweater. So that has a little bit of the greenish tint, and this is truly sky blue. I really like it. It doesn't look on the website like this, so in the real life it's better. Also the color and the details is knitted using Camarosa Snefnog in the lightest color, and I have these buttons for the long time, so I choose to sew them. Not sure if I will leave them, but for now it can be. This cardigan Well, it was a lot of work because it's on 3.5 millimeter needles. It's really beautiful constructed. The details is amazing. So you are making a typical construction, like back yoke, then 2 front pieces. You are making increases for the armholes, and then, well, you know, typical. But you have this 4 pocket flaps, and I made real flaps there. It was my first time that I pockets not flaps. It was my first time that I made pockets. Daughter said that, oh, they so small. Yes, they small, but you know, it's pockets, and I made it first time in my life, and I was shocked. I'm just pleased with this because I can say that it made better than all of my garments. This one hurts. So you are making typical cardigan construction, then you will make the double knitted button band, and after double knitted button band you will always also make the I-cord edging everywhere. So it is very time consuming. I know that not so many people like double knitting button bands, even less love the I-cord knitting, and here you have both of them, and the pocket flaps is double knitted as well as the collar, which you firstly have double knitting and then you knit in the rounds. I'm not really sure why you need to knit it in the rounds when you can make it double knitted instead. I don't know, it's not my deal, but in terms of details and the construction, it's unbelievably beautiful piece, and there is a lot of work here. You have also you have I-cord edging and double knitting here. Originally you should have puffed sleeves here, but mine doesn't seem to be so puffed here. I don't know why. I probably did something wrong. Love this cardigan very much. It is stiffer. The drops air on the 3.5 millimeter needles really looks beautiful. I wish I have opportunity to make something for myself, but this kind of yarn, the bigger gauge yarn on the smaller millimeter needles, is giving me a pretty hard wrist pains, and one of our group's test knitter has inflation in her wrist because of that, so she couldn't participate in testing more, which is kind of sad. But the fabric that it's get to us, it's unbelievably beautiful. As always, I really hope my daughter will wear it, but with her, you never know. I asked her several times, and my mom also, will she wear it? Yes, of course I will. And she didn't wear it one time after I finished it. Yeah, this is the last finished garment that I finished, and the last finished garment of this giant pile that I have in front of me. And now we could talk about my work in progress and just a little bit of acquisition, because it's the latest acquisition that I have. I won't be talk about everything that I had from the time of my last podcast, because it's a lot. There's the books, there's the magazines, and there's another yarn. But these two yarn that we have here is the final, and probably, well, I have ordered one more, but it probably will be no buy for me. Definitely. This time definitely, because it's there is no yarn that I'm looking at like I wanted just to have it, and I'm at the point that I do not want to make another projects except one that I have on my list. Well, maybe I have one, but I'm not it's not released and I don't have it yet, so we're not talking about it. And we will be talking about my current whips. So my first whip is one that I always carry with me in the bag, is my Alex hood. I guess I have yarn in the other bag. So this is Alex hood by Pernilla Larsen, Knitting for Olive. This is part 1. I choose the Alex hood because, unbelievably, I like the Sophie scarf. I don't like this big scarf, so no, I love to look at them, but I don't like to wear them. So I choose this hood. The day it was released, I was buying it like that meant that I will have it already on my hands. No, but I bought it. This is part 1. The Alex hood is consisting from 3 parts. Well, 2 parts is like this neck pieces. You will make 2 neck pieces, each one same length, and as I understand, then you will like sew them or something like that, and then you will make the hood out of it. I do not like to read the patterns in advance, so I don't know what's going to be next. I'm just like living with the flow. I am using Drops Flora that I have in my stash in this cream color, and I bought Gepard Garden lace cashmere because I didn't want to use the mohair, not the irritation reason, just because I don't want to use the mohair. I want to try the cashmere from the Gepard Garden. I cannot say that it's like changed the Drops Flora in some unbelievable way, but it's good. As like saying about the fiber, it's good, it's very pleasant. I won't be having any irritation, I'm sure. What's about it? My friend Alena from Alena's Knitting Diaries here on Instagram, making herself one in black, and I'm one in white. I'm always one of the girls that making something in white. My mom will be making it black and I will be making it white. White is my preferred color. White, it's ecru. And yes, I'm using this kind of pattern for my in-commute reasons, may say. So I'm not working on it at home, that's why I just have this little piece and not made it. I saw Florence made one in red. I guess she was making it in her work or something like that. I'm making my sweaters, and this kind of little guys I'm holding on my purse because you never know. And if I have opportunities, will you have opportunities? And when you have opportunities to knit something, so it's the on-the-go knit for me. And even I worked on it in the theater when I was watching a Wicked movie, and I almost didn't make any mistakes. I mean that I was making some mistakes because it was the period when you have the increases for this traveling increase line, but I was able to spot it on the place and to make it right ago. So yeah, it has its traveling rib. It all make in 2x2 rib. My 2x2 rib not perfect at all, but I love 2x2 rib texture. I really love this hood. The Petit Knit released her Sophie hood. Yes, well, it's based on the Sophie scarf, so it's the same kind of construction and technique or something, and she just made it a hood. I'm not a fan of that one, just because how it looks on her. I was joking like it's kind of Assassin's Creed's look. And the Alex hood on the other side is very nice constructed, and your like head overall doesn't look weird. It look really like a hood. And what's make it even better for me is that you can wear it just as the scarf. I was told that I have told that I don't like the scarves, but I don't like the big scarves. And this one I can just like tie it as a Sophie scarf, but in the case that I need a hood, I will place it. It's genius. I love this. And I don't know when I will finish it. Hopefully soon enough to have opportunities to wear it until the cold days are gone. And the second work in progress that I have, and it's the only one more or less active, because another one, well, I just decided to clear out my needles before starting something new. I have 2 hibernated projects, but except this Alex hood, I didn't have anything. And I, with all of my baby knits and gift knitted season, I didn't have, well, I'm just was eager to cast something on for myself. And this is my new cast on. I cast it on yesterday, day before yesterday. So this is my trio loop sweater by Other Loops. trio loop sweater by Other Loops. I'm making it using Gepard Garn Wulia and Sunless Garn Coos in the pink color that I haven't used for my wave sweater. Also, I have Tin Silk Mohair in the same pink color. Really love these colors. Oh my god, how I wish just this sweater will be not just good on the paper, because now I look at the colors and I think, man, this is so beautiful. It's like vanilla strawberry ice cream something, or salted caramel strawberry ice cream. It's beautiful, and I like how it's look in the garment, the fabric, but I'm really concerned that I will be looking like Peppa Pig in it. Finger crossed. Or I will like embrace this Peppa Pig look the other season. So that's my progress. I made the back yoke. It's fun pattern. You have this stockinette stitches, and next you will have all the body in purling. Previously I thought that it will be garter stitch. No, it's purling. So while you are making the yoke, you make, I guess it's something like 10 centimeters with purling in another way. Oh my god, how can I explain it? Normal way. So you are starting with stockinette stitch here, and then you're changing, and your stockinette stitch will be in the inside of the garment. Same, obviously same for the front. Yes, I made 2 front shoulder pieces. The pattern calls for 7mm needles, and actually it's 2 strands of Wulia and 1 silk mohair. I bought 2 colors of Wulia, but another one also was in pink, but it's not the pink that I wanted. So that pink will be sitting in my stash, and I will use this beige. And I felt like 7mm needles for this kind of yarns was too small, because I needed on 7mm here on the beginning of the yoke, and I understood that it's really stiff. The yarn now it's stiff also, but it's not, you know, that much. So it has a bit of holes and breadth or something like that. I'm using 8mm needles for all of it. So I'm just hoping that after blocking it will be even looser, so the stitches will relax a bit better, and it won't be so stiff. But I guess it's supposed to be kind of chunk knit. It is a part of chunk gepard garn chunk collection, so why would I surprised? I don't know. I love my colors. I love the fluff. I hope this texture will be very fun. I'm very waiting to make it. Actually, the reason I fell in love with this pattern is another Instagram blogger that made her using very similar pink from the Wulia, which our provider, in Polish, the store in Polish that provides gepard garn didn't have, and that's why I'm using this pink. But also she was using this new beautiful shade of Bordeaux Burgundy red, and our store didn't have that either. So I was like, I want to make this sweater, but I want that yarn, and I didn't have it. And this was a compromise for me. Hopefully I will love it. I really wish the gepard garn has better representatives in Poland, better color choices, but you know, it's not something that relies on me. We'll see how fast this will go, because it's on 8mm needles. And now we will be talking about acquisition. This hopefully will be quick, because one of acquisition that I bought in Sklep Makunki, and this is my Noro Madara yarn in color Sake. From those of you who are living in US, probably it will be weird that I'm just so excited about this kind of yarn, of this particular yarn, because as I was observing another bloggers on YouTube, for example, what Millie makes, I have feeling that you do not have any problems with Noro yarn, except maybe it's like the priciest, but it's not problem to get it. In Poland, it's very high problem, because US are near the Japan, and this is the Japan wool, and Japan is kind of far away from the Europe where I'm living, and we have just small of opportunities. The Sklep Makunka told, well, the owner of this store is told that they rarely has this yarn, and it's not just on her words. I'm observing this yarn. They only sell Noro yarn, and on Noro website it's also said that only said in this Sklep Makunka store, and it's always sold out. It's always sold out. It was sold out like first time that I saw the Petit Knits terrazzo sweater. I tried to get the yarn. It was like 2 years ago. It was so sold out. It's always sold out. And one day I was watching live transmission from the Instagram that this owner has on the Tuesdays, on the Thursdays, and she just showed it to me, and she just showed, and I wasn't listening, I wasn't looking her transmission. After that, I just ran into her website and bought 6 skeins of it, because after I made it, she had, I guess, 26, and the hour after my purchase there was none of them. So they are just flying away from the shelves, and for me it was real happiness to get this yarn. You just cannot understand. Yes, I don't have like hard rock plans for it. I guess I will be making terrazzo sweater, or Florence have also her cardigan in the same yarn. Terrazzo sweater for me is, I love the cardigans because it's more versatile. You can wear it like in different, well, not different ways, but you can wear it with different t-shirts, without, and so on. And the sweater, you wear just the sweater. But as far as I saw on the Petit Knits website, Terrazzo sweater has this construction, contiguous or something, contiguous construction that Franky sweater has. So it will, if I'm not mistaken, it will be more flattering for me. So it's still in consideration, but it doesn't matter. This yarn is just living on my shelf, is museum. I don't know, I just love to look at it. It's beautiful. Noro Madara in color sake. That's her place. And now, oh, I forgot another. Okay. And now I will have 2 yarns and 1 bag as my acquisitions, because it's the part of my Christmas gifts that I received. My mom was so kind for me that she, well, I was asked her to get to Cardiff cashmere for me for Christmas. She lives in Ukraine, and there, I think because of the taxes, they have like the Cardiff cashmere cheaper on 20%. You know, that kind of percentage on Cardiff cashmere is a big one. So it's always good to have opportunities to get it from there. And there is one store, and they make orders directly for you. And after Christmas, we ordered directly, like from Cardiff cashmere, and we ordered some beautiful yarns in these cones. But now let's talk about my acquisition, because it's like I don't have that yarn, no. Just ordered. And my mom was asking what color, and this owner of the shop, she has the live, and she was demonstrated what new colors and what colors they have. And so I picked one that was in her possession for the big sweater, because I need a big sweater. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, the color. Oh, it's here. It's the color 676. I think it's called zigzag. It's very interesting grayish, gray-brown color with a little bit of colorful specks. Like I see the red one, I see some violet. I don't know. It's really 3D color, not the plain. It's very interesting color. I thought that maybe I will make Elizabeth blouse, or Morocco Knit has her polo sweater using Cardiff cashmere. So I thought I will be using it for it. No, like I didn't start it, so everything could change. But I have this one in the amount of 16 balls. Oh my god, I feel myself like I'm the most, I don't know, luckiest girl. It's beautiful, and like I'm so rich. It's gold for me. I don't know, Cardiff cashmere. I love it so much. I know some people do not particular fans of them, but they have inconsistencies in different colors and like the yarn weight, but I love it regardless, because it's really soft. And after that Arien sweater, I love them even more. And then I was extremely surprised, because apparently my mom decided to make me not just a gift, but super big gift, because she got me another color in sweater quantity. I was so shocked, because this was the first one that I was unpacked in Christmas morning, and I was like, I don't remember telling you about this color. And this is the most beautiful red color in the world. I have Sophie scarf in this color. This is 714 is this beautiful red. It's a little bit bluish red. It's like blood red. I'm a fan of this color. As I said, I have a Sophie scarf and I have the bag like most exactly same color. Beautiful. I'm so, oh, I was so surprised and I'm so grateful for it. My sweet mama, I love her so very much. And I don't know what I will be doing with this one. I was thinking about maybe Margot, no, how this cardigan is called by Petite Knit, that she has similar English tailored construction as Poppy Tea, but in the cardigan. I thought maybe it will be cardigan and I could do a little bit a bow here, but it's like I don't have particular plans for it. It's just like it's the present and I'm just happy that I have it. I'm one of that people that like to have things. Well, so the last acquisitions that I have, and almost forgot about it, is the present from my husband, and this is my Saturn XL bag from Mood Living in their new color rich brown. When I saw on Instagram this rich brown color, I was like, oh my god, it's absolutely, oh, it smells so good. Even after several weeks, it smells so good. It's beautiful color. I have the needle case in color Whiskey, which I have here, and you can see the difference. Like, I love this, but this brown, I really love leather brown bags. I have the multiple of leather brown bags, not talking about knitting bags, but regular bags. I really love brown ones, and this is beautiful. But I need to say that I thought that Saturn XL will be bigger. Like, it is big, but it's not that big. Girls who was demonstrated online, they were like, oh my god, it's so giant, bigger than my head. Well, yes, it's bigger than my head, but it's not bigger than my torso, for example. And actually, I will be happy to have even bigger Saturn, maybe XXL. So all of my needle case and sweater project will fit in it. But it's absolutely beautiful. I love it very much. And I'm again really grateful for all my presents this year. So this will be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you have watched it till the end, will you leave some kind of emoji? Leave me this blood drop emoji in the comments below if you have watched till the end. I will be shocked if you have. If you know, well, you know. Yeah, considering subscribing, commenting, whatever you want. I'm doing this just for, I don't know, just for fun, so I'm not pushing any subscriptions or something like that, but it's always nice to have it's like 90 subscribers at the moment. I'm shocked that not all of them unsubscribed because of my video scheduling. But yeah, thank you for everyone. Thank you everyone who has subscribed, and if you will subscribe it, and if you don't, thank you for watching this enormously long video. Hope to see you soon, because I have plans for another videos. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.